Speaking of Calhoun City, they're next on our list. First predicted undefeated team of the episode, Calhoun City Wildcats, 10-0. We think they have a perfect regular season.
And rightfully so. They had one last year. They had one loss. It was to Union. It was in the playoffs, and it was only by one possession. Heartbreaking way to lose, especially one possession, and you know you have a team that can win it all. So this is one of those teams in one of those years. You suffer a heartbreaking loss. The previous year, you've got guys returning. There's a lot you can build off of. You have that chip on your shoulder mentality. It's hard not to pick this team to win.
It is. And even if you look at the schedule, start off against Senatobia, you're playing Coffeyville. Coffeyville going to be a bad team. We talked about them last episode. Okolona, a 1A. You should beat those. Aberdeen. Nettleton's going to be a tough test. Nettleton will be a test for this Calhoun City team. The one-man band over there of Braylon Williams, who we'll talk about next episode. I think Calhoun City's got the defense to get that one done, though. East Webster, I think they can out-athlete. Hamilton, but Bruce is a win. I think Water Valley and Palmer, I think they sweep through their division and go into the postseason yet again undefeated.
And there's a guy on this Calhoun City offense that you really like, and Shane Farmer, just going to be a junior.
Yeah.
So I mean,
and you just listen to the metrics. 6'3", 193 in 2A football. That is a grown man. I personally think he's standing about 6'4". I've stood next to him in cleats. I think this cat is 6'4". He's probably put on some weight too. I think he's a little bigger than 193. Going to play tight end and some middle linebacker for them. You'll see him line up in the slot some as well on the rare occasion they want to air it out.
Yeah, and when you look at this guy, like you said, playing some linebacker, playing some receiver, Tanner, you're a guy that played football. You think it's easier to catch a touchdown or to force a fumble?
I'd say force a fumble.
He had 3 of them. He had 4 touchdowns last year.
Yeah.
Averaging almost the same is pretty impressive.
It is. And another guy on this roster I'm super excited to watch for football season's Trell Dureau. We got to see a lot of Dureau during basketball season last year, played above the rim, just a freak athlete. On the Max Preps roster, he's listed as 8 feet tall. Now, do I think that's accurate? No. However, he does stand at about 6'4", 6'5", and just is a freak athlete. You line him up on the outside, tell me who's getting a jump ball in 2A football over Trell Dureau.
If he's 8 foot, no one.
If he's 8
that's
foot,
exactly what you got me thinking right now.
Yeah, if he's 8 feet, nobody.
You play in the wrong sport.
He plays basketball,
he
too.
does
Don't
do
get me
that,
wrong.
but you don't need to be playing football at all if that's the case.
No. But seriously, this Calhoun City team is loaded. They bring back a lot, and I mean a lot of talent. I think they've got one of the better, if not the best, coach in 2A football at the helm, too. Former Calhoun City Wildcat MD Jennings played for the Green Bay Packers. I don't see what is standing in Calhoun City's way this year except for a Union team who does return the Player of the Year for 2A.
And I think Calhoun City has a bit of an edge on that because of their head coach, who has played at every level.
Yeah.
I think that gives you an advantage because you play the high school level, you play the college level, and then you play the professional level. And what happens with that, Coach Jennings is going to be able to look at this and be like, I was a pro football player. I know how to fix these things. I've been in these situations before. Yeah, it's high school, but I believe this is something he can overcome. And if they have to face Union again, I think he's got a game plan for it. I think he went to bed that night not too happy about it and has been thinking since then, how are we going to stop this team?
Yeah, and let's be clear, they didn't just get dog walked by Union either. That game was 34-26.
Yeah, it was a 1-possession game.
Yeah,
8 points. That's all it was. It was a score and a 2-point conversion.
And we were at that game, I believe. Union Calhoun City. Union, some late game heroics out of the backfield, not even by the Player of the Year and the quarterback. The running back room from Union, who did lose some talent, really won them that football game. So I think Calhoun City is gearing up to make the run, and We get to ride along shotgun, and I am thankful for that.
Yeah, and real quick before we move on, Tanner, if you had to guess, how many high school football teams are there in the state?
Oh, you're looking at well over 200.
As a 2A school, they are ranked 64th in the state.
Yeah.
As a 2A school.
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive.
Well, I mean, you're putting every single 7A above them, obviously. And then
You are, but that's what I'm saying, though. I mean, even though there are a lot of schools and then 7A, is a 2A school to be 64? You take that if you ask me.
You absolutely do. You absolutely do.